They call it a snowball, a frozen, icy moon orbiting in Saturn's shadow. But when NASA's Cassini spacecraft flew past Enceladus, something shocking happened. Jets of water vapor blasted into space, carrying molecules that shouldn't exist. Hydrogen, methane, amino acids, the very ingredients of life. And here's the twist. Not all of that data was made public. Some of it was marked classified. Why would NASA hide what they found on a moon 900 million miles away? On paper, Enceladus looks like just another frozen moon. But beneath its icy crust lies a global saltwater ocean, larger than all the water on Earth combined. Cassini discovered this by accident, flying through geysers that erupted from cracks in the surface. And in those plumes, Cassini detected the chemical fingerprints of a living system. Hydrogen gas in perfect amounts for microbes to feed on. Methane levels so high they couldn't be explained by geology alone. And organic molecules complex enough to look biological. One research team compared it directly to Earth's hydrothermal vents, where entire ecosystems of strange creatures thrive in total darkness. The evidence was stacking up. Enceladus wasn't just habitable, it might already be inhabited. But here's where the story shifts from science to secrecy. Not all of Cassini's data made it into the public domain. Several datasets, including high-resolution chemical analyses of Enceladus's plumes, were labeled restricted. In NASA's official releases, these files are listed only by number, with access denied. The reason? National security. Think about that. Why would chemistry readings from a frozen moon be treated like weapons designs? Some argue it's a bureaucratic reflex. Cassini's data was transmitted over networks, shared with the Department of Defense, which often overclassifies. But planetary scientists who worked on Cassini have admitted, off the record, that certain findings were too sensitive to publish immediately. The stated justification was planetary protection. If microbial life exists on Enceladus, it could be dangerous to Earth if samples are ever returned. Locking down the data keeps governments cautious. But that doesn't explain why basic measurements, methane ratios, isotopic data, are still withheld. Because here's the uncomfortable possibility. Cassini didn't just detect chemistry. It may have detected patterns, signals that don't fit randomness, complexity that suggests organization. In other words, not just life, but processes that look alive. And in a world where evidence of extraterrestrial biology could shake markets, religions, and even political stability, that's not the kind of discovery any government would rush to announce. This secrecy becomes even more intriguing when you consider how astronomy has shifted. For decades, scientists searched for Earth 2.0, rocky planets with sunlight, land, and oceans. But recently, the focus has changed. The new frontier is Haitian worlds, planets and moons with deep oceans beneath ice, atmospheres rich in hydrogen and energy from below. Not the Goldilocks zone, not sunlight, life thriving in darkness, powered by chemistry. Enceladus is the perfect model, a world where alien microbes could feed, grow, and spread in a vast hidden sea. And Cassini's plume samples may have given us our first real taste of that possibility. If life can emerge on Enceladus, then the galaxy is filled with it. Billions of Haitian planets could harbor oceans teeming with biology. And Enceladus would be the proof. But that's exactly why secrecy matters, because proving life is common changes everything, from theology to geopolitics. Who controls that narrative? Who gets to announce it? NASA's official line is careful. No evidence of life has been found. But if that were truly the whole story, why classify the data? 3 possible answers. 1. Planetary protection, fear of contamination. If microbes exist, they could be hazardous, or Earth missions could harm them. 2. Social control, revealing life beyond Earth, could destabilize faith systems, trigger panic, or change power structures. 3. The unspoken answer. Cassini saw something we aren't ready to explain. Data that looked like signatures of biology, maybe even precursors of complexity. And here's the thing. When data is labeled national security, it isn't just scientists who decide what the world can see. It becomes political, strategic. A frozen ocean moon, 900 million miles away, is treated like a matter of defense. Which raises the question, defense against what? Some researchers whisper another possibility. What if Enceladus isn't just a natural Hycean world? What if its ocean was seeded deliberately? A cosmic experiment? What if the plumes themselves are not random geysers but signals, broadcasting chemical messages into space? A few even suggest Enceladus could be artificial, an engineered ark carrying an ocean of life beneath an icy shell. Too far-fetched? Maybe. But so is the idea of a small icy moon hiding more water than Earth, shooting geysers of life's ingredients into space. And yet, that part turned out to be true. Enceladus forces us to ask, what does NASA know that we don't? If the data truly showed nothing unusual, there would be no reason to lock it away. No reason to treat an icy moon as a national security threat. Which leaves us with two options. Either the government is paranoid about the possibility of life, or they've already found the first evidence of it, and they just aren't ready to tell us. Maybe Enceladus already gave us the answer. Maybe we just weren't meant to hear it.